There's also, I think, a massive assumption out there now that therapy is all love and light and it's all meditation and yoga mats and incense sticks and sitting in the lotus position and all of this. Hey people, welcome back or to another video. For those of you who are new around here, a very warm welcome. And for those of you who have always stuck around, I appreciate you guys so much. I've just finished up my CBT journey. I did mention it in my video when I came back from my break. And I just wanted to touch up on a few things that have just been playing on my mind. So I just want you to see this video as me just sharing my journey. It's not to preach or anything like that. It's more a case of just sharing what I've been through in the hopes that if you do come across this video, it can help you somehow, hopefully, or make you feel not so alone in this world that's getting fucking crazier by the day. I've also tried to film this a few times and it's not worked, or I've just not felt right about it. So hopefully this one's okay. First and foremost, the title, I still don't know whether I'm going to change it. I don't really like the term mental illness for myself. I almost feel guilty using it, but I've also, through therapy, had to come to terms with addressing how I do feel, and my journey with my mental health isn't just kind of temporary. It's more so learning just to live with it. I used to think there was an end date. I used to think, right, once I'm through this, everything's going to be fine. However, I've just learned to be more realistic with it. And through therapy and speaking obviously to close friends, I've realized that for me, this is what I think. We're never really fully healed. We're always turning up, kind of always doing the work. But I want you to understand, I don't mean this from a kind of I'm trying to fix myself because I'm broken standpoint. That's not what I mean. I'm not looking at this like you guys need to fix yourselves. That's not what the case is at all. This is more understanding that what I've been through with CBT, which by the way has been the best therapy I've ever been through, is that you still have to show up for yourself. It will only work if you do. And that was one of the first things that my therapist told me, is that this will only work if you show up and meet me halfway. I am going to give you experiments to do. I'm going to give you homework to do. It's your responsibility to actually do this and put it into practice. Otherwise, it will not work. Now, if you've been through this and it didn't work for you for whichever reason, then I hope you found something that does work for you. It doesn't mean you're broken. It's just maybe not right for you, or your therapist wasn't right for you. If you've hung around here a long time, you'll know that I use sarcasm a lot to deal with things. So if you see any of my other videos where I'm being sarcastic as fuck or I'm swearing, that's how I cope with a lot of stuff. Understanding your part of your journey with your mental health is realizing that not everybody is going to have the time of day for you or is going to want to understand you. And what kept me silent for so long is the fear of people not believing me or saying that, oh, I'm a liar or I'm making it up or something like that. That was just enough to silence me into fear. Some of the techniques that we're going to use is not about cancelling out your intrusive thoughts or pretending they don't exist or, turning a negative into a positive. I always hear this online and it actually really pisses me off, because the truth is all humans have negative thoughts. Whether you're the happiest person around or the most miserable person around, or it doesn't even mean you suffer with any mental illness, you still will have a negative thought at some point of the day, because this is just called being a human and having a human experience. This is why it annoys me when I see things online that say, oh, every time you have a negative thought, turn it into a positive. Or one of my old jobs that I used to go to, they always used to, oh my God, I can't believe I used to fall for this, is somebody used to send an email out with this positive quote of the day. And I used to actually fall for it, because I used to be like, oh my God, thank you so much for sending that. It's so nice to hear it. And it is nice, don't get me wrong, it's great. But these just kind of take us away from dealing with what's going on inside. So if someone has a negative thought, to just say to them, oh, just think positively, or why don't you look on the bright side of life, is really not helpful in the slightest. One thing my therapist said to me is, instead of cancelling out your thoughts or pretending they don't exist, you just we use alternative thoughts instead. It's the same with your core beliefs. So she used to say to me, well, if you've had that experience and that thought for 30, well, for me, 37 years, what makes you think you're just going to change it overnight? It's not that easy. So instead of counseling it or trying to make it into a positive, you try and neutralize it. And this was something that really, really worked well for me, because I needed that to be neutralized. I needed those thoughts that I was having that were intrusive to be neutralized, instead of using ultimatum words. So words like it needs to be perfect, or I must do this today, or I have to go here, or these kind of, and I know we all use them in day-to-day life. You probably used it today. I do as well still. It's not that I've eliminated those words. It's just when I catch myself saying stuff like, oh, this video needs to be perfect, or I have to have it done by X date, I will change that around and say it would be nice to have it done by Friday, or it would be good if I could get this done within these hours, instead of saying it needs to be done now or else. Like, this is very black and white thinking, which I grew up with, but it's probably because I witnessed that around me. There's also, I think, a massive assumption out there now that therapy is all love and light, and it's all meditation and yoga mats and incense sticks and sitting in the lotus position and all of this. Don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for that, and I'm sure it works for some people. And I even went through that about 5 years ago, like in the middle of lockdown. I was doing all of the stuff. I had my crystals, I had my meditation every morning, I did breath work, I had my incense sticks, I had my sage. Oh my God, do you know how much fucking sage I've burnt around this fucking house? I've almost burnt this house down because of sage. And there's me thinking, oh, the energy's gonna go, like the bad energy's gonna go. I've burnt some sage, it's fine. But these things are just all on a kind of surface level. They might help, but it's very temporary. That's about it. And there's me, you know, sleeping with my fucking crystal on my head and one under my pillow and one in my bra, thinking, oh, it's all right, I've got my crystals on me today. I'm going to be really positive because I've got my crystal down my fucking tit. I just look back at that time and I don't want to laugh, because I know I'm laughing at me. I'm not laughing at other people who do that. I'm laughing at me because I thought I had it all together. And don't get me wrong, it actually worked for a little bit, because I felt I was doing something better and I was improving myself. And to a degree I was, because bottom line is I was making an effort to improve myself. I might have picked all the fucking techniques that didn't work, but I gave it my best shot. And those things kept me focused during that time. Now I don't really do meditation at all. I can't remember the last time I actually meditated. I just don't find it beneficial for me anymore. I just feel there's other ways to meditate, if you will. So for me, doing mundane tasks around the house is quite meditative. Hoovering, cleaning, mopping, washing the dishes. And I do have my own colouring book, which I absolutely love. I had to reinvent the wheel to figure out what fucking works. And sometimes we do have to go around all the houses to figure out what works for us. Everyone thinks that once you've been through therapy and you've finished your therapy, there's not really a finish line. This is the thing. There is no finish line. But a lot of people, I think they expect off you is when you've finished, or when you've been through a process and you're healing and you've kind of quote unquote got better, if you will, they expect this person off you. So they expect you to be this calm, collected, love and light person. And I'm just not. That's not who I am. That wasn't who I was before. So why do people expect me to come out like that? And I think a lot of people have been a little bit shocked that, oh, you're not all empathetic anymore, and you're not all lovey-dovey, and you're not all love and light. And, you know, the most love and light I'm going to get is lighting that candle behind me. That's literally as far as I go. But people expect that of you. They think you're going to be this beacon of hope. And I've noticed that I have more barriers up almost. I don't really like that necessarily, but I always hold back. So I'm naturally a helper. I'm a natural problem solver. Whereas now I have to stop before I do anything and be careful that I don't give too much of myself. And if you watched my video, I'm just going to pop it here because I can't even remember what I called it. I think it was being 37 with no aspiration or goals. In that video, I discussed how I spread myself too thin. But also another thing, empathy. And I hate this one really, because I can be quite empathetic, but I think the last, let me see how many years, 2, 3, 4, what are we in, 2025? Yeah, about like the last maybe 3 years, I've found a different meaning to empathy, just for me. When I get really angry, sometimes I say, oh, I've got no empathy left anymore. And to a degree, I don't. And I had this conversation with my husband the other day, and we had quite a deep conversation about it, because the nature of his career and his work is that he requires a lot of empathy, but he does naturally have a lot of empathy, probably more than me, which is why he does his job and I don't. And I said to him, look, I think I don't have any empathy left. And he goes, no, I don't think that. He goes, you're just saying that because of what you've been through, and you know, you feel like the empathy you've shown to people has been abused, which it has been, which is why you're now closed off. And this is what I didn't want to get to. I didn't want to become that closed off, healed person where, okay, I'm healed. I've gone through my CBT. I've finished that journey. I've closed that door now. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to have those conversations or be nice to people anymore. I don't want to become that person, but to a degree, I feel like I almost have. So that's something I'm still trying to find the balance, because I've probably gone from high empathy to, oh, I need to be down here now to protect myself. And I don't want to do that. And that's another conversation I had with my therapist. She said to me, but that's just a safety behavior, which I went through as well in the last video, saying, because it's a behavior that we do in order to protect ourselves. And we don't realize we're doing it. And every person's pretty much probably doing it right now without even whether they were aware of it or not. And again, that takes me back to my techniques that I can use with the tools that I've gathered, which I've kept in my toolbox. You just need to open the toolbox now and again, go back to it, sharpen the tools a little bit, make sure that they're sharp for when you really, really need them, just to ensure that everything's still fresh, because this only works if you do. Talking about it has really helped me as well, and all I can hope for is that somebody coming across this video, it's helped you some way as well. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a massive thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.